We are coming out of what feels like has been a very long winter. We've just had some very wet and snowy, cold weather here lately, but things are starting to change and it's starting to feel like spring outside. I can see the pastures starting to green up. The sun has been shining more and it's starting to be around 60-ish degrees, so it's certainly warming up and starting to feel like springtime. I thought this would be a really good week to get some things in our home reset and ready for the month ahead. We live in a very simple home here on our farm. This is a home that we recently built last summer and we moved in last July, so it's still new to us, but we have lived in here long enough and been cooped up in here long enough this winter that there is some areas that really need special attention, more so than just our regular daily routine of cleaning and keeping up. I always love the idea of spring cleaning my home. It just helps me feel fresh and ready for the new season. As I'm cleaning, I'm kind of giving you guys a little bit of a walkthrough of our home here. After I did a video showing how we built 1,000 square feet living quarters inside of a bigger shed, I had a lot of people asking for more information on that. This certainly isn't an official walkthrough or anything like that. I'm just sprucing up some areas. Basically, we have a 40 by 60 shed, and then within that area, we have a 40 by 24, I think, living quarter space. And the living quarters is just bare bones, very simple, exactly what we need. We really utilized every space of our home for our lifestyle that we live and then also the season of life that we're in. We don't plan on this being our permanent forever home. It was more just the most affordable way that we could get up to the farm. But this home in this current form is serving us really well in this season of life that we're in. It's not overly big, but it's really easy to take care of, and it's a very comfortable space for us. We tried to keep fixtures and finishings very simple, and my biggest reasoning for that was if we do end up building another home here on our farm, I wanted this to be a very simple living space for guests to come to or a farm office. I didn't want it to feel like we had two houses to maintain, so we kept this home very simple. We just have concrete floor. Everything is white right now, but I do plan to add some color as we get time to do some home projects. We got pretty much done this winter, but there's definitely more I want to do. Likely though, with farm life and spring rolling around, a lot of those projects aren't going to happen for quite a while now, but that is okay because we got this space very livable and very functional, which was our big goal. With such a busy life between all of our farm work, homesteading goals, and little kids, we value good sleep at night. And investing in a good mattress has been something on our priority list for a long time now. That's why I'm very excited about the sponsor of this week's video, and that is Brooklyn Bedding. Brooklyn Bedding has been designing and assembling top-tier mattresses in Arizona since 1995, specializing in the perfect night's sleep at an affordable price. What I like most about our new mattress is how soft it is while also providing great support. The pressure relieving quilt foam adapts to your body's unique shape, reducing pressure points and ensuring a restful night's sleep. Their mattresses are made with individually encased coils and cooling foam that absorbs and releases heat to maintain your ideal sleep temperature. When on the search for a new mattress, I valued comfort as well as quality materials. Brooklyn Bedding mattresses are Green Guard Gold certified and made using CertaPure US certified foams. We chose the Aurora Luxe Cooling Mattress, and we have been loving it. It is very simple to purchase from Brooklyn Bedding online. They have a wide selection of customizable options with factory direct pricing, which means they make everything in-house and then ship it directly to you, cutting out the middleman. Their mattresses ship for free anywhere in the US and arrive in a single box. It was so simple to set up. It just inflated once I unwrapped it and it was ready to go. All Brooklyn Bedding mattresses come with a 120-day free sleep trial, and a limited lifetime warranty to ensure that you are happy with your mattress. If you are also on the search for a new quality and comfortable mattress, visit brooklynbedding.com and use my code New Hartford for 30% off your purchase. I will provide a link for you guys in the description below. Thanks so much to Brooklyn Bedding for sponsoring this week's video. I think keeping a home clean and maintained is really important. It is, at least for my mental health. I always feel much less stressed when I'm inside and things feel in order. I don't stress over having a perfectly clean home because in reality, with little kids and farm life, that's not always possible. But I have found that if I keep things very minimal, I don't have a lot of extra clutter or stuff. And if I just hit the heavy traffic areas every now and then, everything seems very manageable to maintain a pretty clean home. We are definitely the type of people that use our house heavily. And what I mean by that is we are in and out. We don't always take off our boots from coming outside. The kids run through. And I usually don't worry about it because I found if I just spend a little bit of time every now and then deep cleaning some of those heavy traffic areas, things whip into shape pretty darn quickly. Now that I got my house clean and I have some bread dough made up ready for the week, I am going to show you guys how I stock my pantry and avoid those weekly trips to the grocery store. We just had an Azure standard pickup yesterday, and I'm going through everything that I ordered this morning and putting it all away. And I thought it would be neat to share with you guys everything I got through Azure standard this month and kind of just talk through how I keep an ingredient house. The main things I get through Azure is our grains, pasta, and then I try to keep their cheese on hand. We eat a lot of cheese in our house, and they have some really good healthy options for that. So I will show you first my cold products because I need to get them put away. As I said, we eat a lot of cheese in our house. Sourcing good healthy cheese is a bit more expensive, but because of the amount that we eat, I find it's really important to do that. So through Azure, I get kind of their bulk best deals. So I stock up on whole milk mozzarella. This mozzarella cheese is so good. Even if you're not worried about healthier options, it tastes so much better than any mozzarella I have gotten from the grocery store. We actually spoiled ourselves on it, and it's hard to go back once you've tried this kind. So I get 2 big blocks of it when I stock up. I'll just put one of them in the freezer and then cut the other one in like usable sections and just use it out of the refrigerator. We go through it quick enough. I also get their grazers, grass fed. I get 2 big blocks of the raw cheddar, and we will do this the same way. We'll store one in the freezer and then use the other one out of the refrigerator. Then I also get frozen fruit through Azure Standard. They usually have really good prices on organic frozen fruit compared to the grocery store. So I stocked up this month on the organic blueberries, which we were out and the kids were so ready, so we already opened those. I also like to keep the frozen strawberries on hand for our yogurt smoothies. Azure seems to have a better price on organic fruit options than I've been able to find at the grocery store. And fruit is one of those things that I think it's very important to source organically. I like to keep a well-stocked pantry full of just staple ingredients. So throwing together from scratch meals is simple. And one of those staple ingredients is healthy pasta options. A lot of times when I'm making pasta, it's because I failed to plan dinner, and generally I can take some frozen ground beef or sausage and quickly throw together a pasta meal. My favorite pasta to keep on hand, and I've shared this in a recent video, is this brand, and I get it through Azure Standard. I always stock up on their 3-pack, and I get a pretty good price on this, so we always have this on hand for those quick meals.
And then I always just stock up on some regular organic spaghetti type pasta and then egg noodles. We just have this on hand. I've also ordered rice through Azure Standard. These are just the staple ingredients that I keep in my pantry, so that way I'm well stocked and ready to make quick meals when needed. It is really not hard to make healthy from scratch meals when your pantry is stocked and ready. And then along the lines of organic pasta sauce, I do keep a stash from Azure Standard. Even though having my own pasta sauce is something I'm really working towards as far as canning my own, but I don't have that yet. So I always order their 3 packs of tomato basil pasta sauce, tomato sauce, and the tomato paste. It's a good organic product with a good price on it. I also just keep a good supply of canned goods. So this month I got some coconut cream. Also always just keep some easy canned beans. I keep dried beans on hand, but there's a lot of times when I'm in a pinch and I don't have time to prep the dry beans. So always keep canned on hand. We go through so much Redmond real salt. I probably order through Azure about 3 to 4 times a year, and this is something that I pretty much have on every order. Now on to what I really care about getting through Azure the most, and that is my wheat berries and flour. So I keep some all-purpose flour on hand. I go through way less of this now that I started milling my own flour. And then I also like to get some good organic coconut sugar and pure organic cane sugar to have on hand for baking. I've showed you guys on here before, but my favorite part of the kitchen is my grain mill hutch. And that is where I stock all of my wheat berries and all of my ingredients that I need for bread making is in that hutch. It makes it so simple. I don't have to get ingredients out. I don't have to hook up my grain mill every time. And then having it all in one place, I can really see what I need to restock on. If you're only going to keep one kind of wheat berry on hand, I would recommend the hard white wheat, and that's the one I got this month from Azure. I also keep soft white on hand. Soft white's better for baking, so it kind of depends on what you think you might be using fresh milled flour for. If you think you're going to be using it for making bread, then you want your hard white. If you think you're going to be using it in baked goods or waffles or pancakes more often, then you're going to want to keep your soft white. Both of those are great options for keeping on hand. Since we've moved in over the summer, we have not put shelving in our pantry yet, so we're still living out of bins in the pantry, which is pretty annoying for an ingredient house because it's way easier to just look in the pantry, see what I need to restock on, and then when I go to restock for Azure, I kind of know exactly what I need. Because we're still living in bins, I have to get everything out and really kind of take inventory before I put my order in. And this month, I failed to restock on my soft white wheat berries, so I will be running out of those before my next restock. The last thing that I stocked up on this month is olive oil. Get the organic brand cheaper than buying it at the grocery store. So that is my Azure haul for this month. Keeping a well-stocked pantry with these good staple ingredients make cooking from scratch so much easier. I am not one to recipe plan, so I have to rely on having the ingredients on hand, having my freezer stocked full of the meat, so that way I can come up with from scratch meals very easily and without a lot of planning.
I hope you guys enjoyed that little walkthrough of my Azure Standard haul. I probably order from Azure about 3 to 4 times a year. I don't order every month. I just keep those staple ingredients on hand and stock. During the summertime, I can avoid a weekly trip to the grocery store because of the amount of fresh produce that we have, and then just keeping my pantry well stocked. During the wintertime, I did have to visit the grocery store a lot more than I would have liked. And not that I have anything against the grocery store, it just seems like you always spend so much money every time you go in, or at least I do, because I buy things that I don't need. So that's one of my big goals with trying to live off the land and self-sufficiency, is really trying to save some money. Tonight I am getting a very simple from scratch meal prepared. I'm actually doing this during the kids' nap time, so that way this evening all I had to do is put it in the oven and let it bake. It's just a very simple sausage pasta dish. I'm just adding some fresh produce that we have on hand, my favorite sourdough pasta from my Azure standard order, and then some canned spaghetti sauce that I had in the pantry. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing a little glimpse of another very simple week here on our homestead, a look into our simple home, and then how I keep an ingredient house. This meal came together so well, and it was the perfect meal to prep on a night like tonight because we ended up having a couple friends over for dinner, so I had plenty, but I didn't get any footage of finishing it, but it tasted so good, and it was so simple to just have in the oven baking while we were enjoying our time with friends.